Good morning. I'm Jim McGinnis. This is this backward motion. It's a mean piece of water, my friend, he sang with a ragged voice, then finished his drink and threw down 2 5s and a 10. The man on the stool was no greater fool, for quoting Merle Haggard again. Time, he said, is a river, as has been said so many times before, moving along like the one in the song, washing away all that matters. Then he stood up and walked slowly toward the door, leaving me there, drowning in the metaphor. I never really cared for it much, largely because it was true, flowing over us, as the poet said, with us, between us, and through. I sat alone for a while with my thoughts, like a book on a shelf, then headed down to Sebastian to work it out myself, to think it out alone, then maybe talk it through with you, and you in the back on your phone. This place, this idea, is in itself a rejection of, a resistance to, the tide of custom and tradition. Frost knew, though, that the flow by its nature and its very definition threatens everything. The glorious forward-looking, forward-moving force runs away from our meaning, away from our source. But won't you listen to what the grandfather spirit is saying as you toss and turn through your dream? The river is calling, come up me, up against the stream, toward memory. The sheer force of remembering is an act of resistance, bolstering our defense, empowering us to stand against, to push against the current. The singer in the song gives spirits lift, and yet we wonder why we drift. But hush now, friends, no need to fret. Robert Nesta Marley said we can't forget for the sake of some bright future. So let the rhythms move us and do the work of remembering. Good morning, America. I'm your native son. And America asks, where are you going, my darling young one? Graceland, Graceland. I'm going to Graceland. Then back to Muhlenberg County, where paradise lay, back before the meaning of meaning is all but swept away. What's that you say? You saw Woody Guthrie's ghost? You heard slave shouts up and down the Georgia coast? Where are we now? Where are we headed, blue-eyed son? Ah, we know the way somehow, by dead reckoning. From distance and direction already traveled, from stories and songs already sung, voices beckoning around turns and bends far flung. The songs remember Normandy, Wounded Knee, and the 100 slain, fleshing out the light and shadows, the joy and the pain, tearing into the guts of the nation. There are mysteries revealed in the songs of churches and porches, factories and fields, in festivals, carnivals, and smoky bars, outcasts and rebels brandishing fiddles, banjos and guitars, sing the blues, bluegrass, grassroots, all together. And we hear Tejano along our track, a mix of Mexican, Texan, German, and Czech, and Zydeco with sounds of Creole and Creek, Cushata, that is, and French Canadian. What's that you say? You saw Johnny Cash's ghost? You heard pirate shanties down the Carolina coast? The grandfather spirit is whispering as you toss and turn through your American dream. The river calls, come up me, up against the stream. But what is waiting for us upriver, up around the bend? Some uneasy end, along with stories of triumph and joy and twists of fate. How about chronicles of horror and senseless acts of hate? The songs remember, and malice drags us under with its weight. But giving of ourselves can save us, for love is also great. Ain't it funny how adversity can pull us out of ourselves, shedding light upon who and what we truly are? Tragedy and trauma reveal calluses and scars, writing no false memoir. In connecting hopes and sorrows, there the angels of our nature can be found, carving lines upon our faces to run our fingers down. Reflections in the glass now show something deeper, something more. In our endurance, we may find other things worth living for. Other things. In this backward motion, the traveler cuts the current like a whetted knife through the unfathomable strangeness of this life, gaining a dog-like overstanding, perhaps, of an eternity existing before and after us. Of an eternity existing before and after us. Fair winds.